Hey beautiful people, welcome back to the channel. How are you? I hope you're doing well. I have a fun video for you today. I have really been trying to look over my channel and be like, what are the videos you've always wanted to do, but you've been too scared to do for one reason or another, blah, 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 blah. So this is one of those videos, and it's if I could only keep one tag. This tag was going around years ago, but every once in a while it makes a resurgence. I was just like, I need to do this. So I sat and agonized over these products for so long, and we're gonna talk about them. Also, y'all, I think I'm gonna try to take off my migraine glasses and see if I can get through the video without them on, because I do have on my contacts today, and we'll just see how that goes. But if you see me with them on later, just know I couldn't do it. But okay, so let's talk about if I could only keep one, what I would keep. So, and I already have thoughts, y'all, because I have all this makeup on today. So if I could only keep one primer, it would be the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. As you can see, it's loved. I love it so much. And y'all, when I say I love it, like I'm not around here playing games. I saw they came out with these jumbo sizes, and I have gone through multiple of these. So I was like, absolutely, absolutely, I'm gonna do that. So, and the reason why this would be the primer that I keep is because I feel like this extends the wear of anything that I put on top of it. Foundations that normally don't have great staying power, foundations that do have great staying power. It just extends the wear, and I feel like my makeup ends up looking fresher as a result, longer. So absolutely love that. The foundation that I chose is the Maybelline Superstay. Isn't Superstay? Yeah, Maybelline Superstay lumi-matte foundation. It's the 30-hour wear. This does have incredible staying power. Like when I want my makeup to last, I definitely use this. I also thought the original Superstay was wonderful too. You know, I had to do some work on my dry skin, but I still have to do a little bit of work with this one. This one is more luminous, but I wouldn't call it like a dewy or straight up luminous. It really is a lumi-matte, leaning more matte, to be honest. But I wear it in 330. What is that? Does it have the shade name? Yeah, I wear it in 330 if you're curious. Has a pump, and the reason why I picked this if I had to keep one is because I was really thinking about how products could multitask for me. And I was like, okay, well, when I wanted to be glam, I could totally wear this and it would be fine because it is a nice, you can definitely build it up to a full coverage foundation. But I was like, when I don't want to, I could either just use less, put it on with a sponge, or mix it in with a little bit of moisturizer, and then boom, I got a tinted moisturizer. So I was like, okay, that's why I picked that one. Not to mention, like I said, the staying power. And then you put these two together when they already are staying power kings, and it's a dynamic duo. It's a dynamic duo. Like both players are star players. Do you feel me? So absolutely. And so then next was concealer. And so if I could only keep one, I said that I would keep the Revlon Color Stay Flex Wear Full Cover Concealer. And I have it in 060 Deep. Now, I do wish the shade range on this was just a little bit better, but this is the shade that I'm wearing today under my eyes, and I did spot conceal a couple of places. And again, I was really thinking about staying power, and I was really thinking about products that could multitask for me. And this is what that looks like. Let me see if I can show you. So yeah, like the shade range could be a little bit better, but overall, this is definitely the one that I would keep because I can wear this with those products and up my coverage, and it really helps under my eyes. I can wear this by itself with a little bit of powder just under the eyes around my mouth where I have some darkness, and it works well in that capacity too. I actually remembered to bring a napkin over here, y'all, so that I could be cleaning up these swatches. So that's why that would be mine. And also the staying power on this is great. Do you see a trend? The staying power is great. Okay, and then for powder. Now, y'all let me know if I'm cheating. I don't think I'm cheating, but y'all let me know. And if I am, my bad. But for powder, I was like, well, I'm gonna need a loose powder and I'm gonna need a pressed powder. And now if you're like, it don't work like that, you can only keep one, then I'm gonna keep this one. It's the L'Oreal Age Perfect Creamy Powder Foundation. I have it in 340 Caramel Beige. That's what it looks like. And that's showing up really true to color actually on there, I would say. Yeah, mostly really true to color. So I would keep this again because I can use it lightly and set my makeup, but not make it matte or anything like that. This has a beautiful finish. This is one of the best powders that has ever come out for, I think, particularly for if you have dry skin or more mature skin, this is absolutely beautiful. But I can also, right, like say I just wanted to have a concealer day and then pair this with it, boom, works out. But I do like a separate powder for setting under my eye. And so if I can only pick one, I would pick the e.l.f. Halo Glow setting powder. I have it in the shade medium. Now, the other thing that I did with this video, y'all, is I only picked drugstore items. I've just really lately wanted to make sure my channel reflects the fact that I love drugstore and affordable makeup. I love a good high-end product, you know, but drugstore is always going to have my heart, even though with the prices, they've been tripping lately, but that's a different conversation. And so I was like, let me just pick all drugstore products. If you want a high-end version of this, thumbs it up, let me know, okay? But I thought I would do all drugstore products, all affordable things that you can go into like Ulta or Walmart and get. And so the reason why I picked this powder is because I think it looks the best out of every powder that I own under my eyes. But again, if I'm cheating, y'all let me know. And if so, then I would use this. This actually does look pretty under my eyes too. I just wouldn't have much of a highlight, but that's okay. And then for blush, I chose, now, y'all, I am an orange blush lover. Orange blush, I'm gonna stick beside it. I'm gonna stick beside it every time. I think it looks so great on Black women and women of color. Orange is our color. It just gives such a natural flush to our skin. It's so beautiful. If you haven't tried it, you need to. Okay. And so I knew I was going to keep an orange blush, but then I went back and forth like, but which orange blush is it though? And finally I decided it had to be this one. And this is the e.l.f. Camo Liquid Blush. And y'all, I don't actually know what the shade name is because it's so tiny. So I will have it written in the description box, but it's the orange one. They only have one orange one. And so this would be the one that I keep. And I do have that blush on today. And then what was next? Oh, bronzer. Okay. Now this was another one that I was like, my answer would be a little bit different if I was including high end too. But since I wasn't, I was like, it absolutely would be the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear Bronzer in 500 Dark. I can't tell you how nice it feels to be able to walk in the drugstore and find a bronzer that actually is a bronzer for my skin tone, and then for there to be shades for people darker than me as well. Because typically I feel like the drugstore does not do a very good job with bronzers for Black women. I just don't think they do. There have been some great bronzers in the drugstore, but they have not been for me and for those darker than me. So I love, and I'm not saying that this is the first one, right? Because I remember the CoverGirl Clean collection, right? But it's one of the current ones that's in there that I feel like I can walk in and get. L'Oreal, don't touch this. Don't touch it. Don't do anything about it. And the other thing about it, y'all, this, true to its name, really deserves this infallible claim. Because when I tell you, when you put this bronzer on, it's on. Like a little goes a very long way. Like a very long way. Whatever you think you need, you don't. So use less. But this is so beautiful. It's so long wearing. It looks so fresh. And I really went to town with bronzer myself today because I've been enjoying that. Okay, I'm trying to not spend too much time because I can get chatty. Oh, highlighter. Okay, this is another one that I kind of agonized over and I was like, what would you choose? And because liquid highlighter is my favorite, but I don't think the drugstore does the best with liquid highlighter. So I was like, well, what would it be? And finally I was like, you know what? It's going to be my Pure Nude highlighter from Essence. But then I was like, but which one? The original or because it's what, Be My Highlight and then Be My Sunlight. I decided to go with Be My Sunlight. And actually today, y'all, I took this and I set all over my face with it. I don't actually know that I'm a fan of doing that. I was trying to do a little razzle dazzle and I don't know that I enjoyed that experience. So, but this is what it looks like. Can you see that? And it's just like, it's a really pretty, subtle, look at that. You see that? Oh my God, so good. This is so smooth and it really looks good on the cheeks, but you can get super close to me and you can't be like, oh yeah, it's 7 a.m. this morning. You really put that highlighter like right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just look like I'm glowing and you don't really know why or what it's from, you know? Maybe I did put my highlighter on at 7 a.m., you know? But maybe I've been really good about my water intake. You don't know. And I like that. Like, that is my version of highlight. I'm really a fan of that. So that would have to be the one. And then let's talk about, oh, one more complexion thing actually that I forgot to mention. I would need a corrector. Y'all. I have a lot of hyperpigmentation on my skin, okay? And I felt like it was okay for me to pick this because there are other categories where I didn't pick anything, like eyeliner. I don't need one. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get my corrector. So there were other ones that I wanted to pick, but again, if this is the only one I get to keep, I need one that I can use under my eyes as well as like around my mouth and just dark, you know, pigmentation on my skin. So I decided to go with, oh, it's just called Orange. The orange corrector from e.l.f. Yeah, the camo color corrector in orange. That's what I decided to go with. This liquid formula is thin enough, but this is super, super pigmented. So I do like a tiny little dot under each eye around my mouth and a couple little dark spots, and it really does help. So I would need it. You're gonna have to let me get it. Now I think we can move on and talk about like eyes. So first up, oh, I grabbed both of them. On the topic of, what am I trying to say? Y'all, it's super late at night. What is this? Eyebrows. Oh my God, I gotta stop filming late at night, y'all. This is the only time that I have to film though. Eyebrows, okay. I would keep the LA Girl Shady Slim Brow Pencil. I think this is so underrated. I don't hear anybody talk about it. And it's in Black is Brown. And I have gone through so many of these, y'all. It's a really small pencil. And it's perfect. Like, this is a perfect formula for me because I feel like it's not too extreme one way or the other. So it's pigmented, but it's not so pigmented that you feel out of control. But it's also not so hard that you feel like you have to like press down. And then the next thing you know, you just have a streak going through your eyebrow. You know what I mean? Because I'm not a fan of that. And it lasts really well. It doesn't do anything weird in the brows. It interacts well with other products. Like, it just works well. I absolutely love this. I think this is one of the best products that LA Girl has. You killed it with this one. And like, this is such an underrated gem. I have gone through, I don't even know how many of these at this point. And then I would need my eyebrow gel. So I decided to go with this one. I was so surprised I didn't pick the NYX Control Freak because I've been using that one for like umpteen years. But in the last year, I have really got a hold of this Maybelline Super Lock Brow Gel. And I am a fan. It has a smaller brush. And this is heavy duty. Like, you're talking about putting those brows on and they stick all day. Y'all, there are times even when I'm not wearing makeup, like say I'm just like, you know what, I'm just not feeling it. I wash my face, sunscreen it up, right through the brows. And I go out the door and mind my business, you know, and throw on some lip balm. And my brows will stay because my brows go really long, but they also get really curly and just unruly. And I just feel like this just checks them, keeps them in place. So I feel like it is deserving of the Super Lock name. Now, you do have to use this sparingly because if you go in and globbing this up on your brows, you absolutely will see it. You absolutely will see it. I made that mistake the first time. Don't do that. A little of this goes a very long way, and then it lasts and it looks great. Now, here are a couple other categories where this is what I would keep. I knew right away what my eyeshadow primer would be. I also feel like this is underrated, but this is the Wet n Wild Mega Last Eyeshadow Primer. Y'all, I love this so much. This is the most affordable eyeshadow primer that actually works in my opinion. I have very oily eyelids. I don't have oily skin anywhere else anymore, but my eyelids are still very oily, and I feel like no matter what shadow I use this with, it extends the wear, it makes them more vibrant and bright, and just, you know, it does what needs to be done. And I never have issues with that. And my eyeshadow does not fade throughout the day. So this look that I put on, when I get home, it's going to be on. Now, if I have one of those days where it's like, you know, it's midnight by the time I get home, you know, a little fading is going to happen. But I mean, that's, you know, that's over a 12-hour day. But this works well. I also knew right away what mascara I was going to choose. Now, I like a lot of drugstore mascaras. I actually prefer them. And I just have not found many high-end mascaras that I think is worth it. And so I just don't normally play around with it. The Essence Lash Princess Mascara, the False Lash Effect, the waterproof version in particular, is the one that I am vouching for. I have gone through so many of these. I feel like I have very little lashes, y'all. Like sitting here, you might even be like, oh, it looks like you forgot your mascara, right? Because my lashes are like really short. Now in person, when you see me, you can tell I have on mascara, you know, but I feel like on camera, I don't know if y'all can tell or not, because my lashes are very, very tiny. But this makes me feel like how I feel like people with naturally beautiful lashes feel. Do you know what I'm saying? Like those people that it's like they put on mascara and then it just looks like they have false lashes. And I'm just like, you've been really blessed, you know? And that just was not my story. This is what the wand looks like. It is a natural brush, which I prefer. And I also like this mascara because this one, particularly the waterproof one, because the regular one does smudge. And I have also noticed it like flaking, and I was like, oh, hells no. But the waterproof one does not do that. I can wear it all day. I can trust it on my lower lashes. I don't trust a lot of mascaras down there, but I trust this one down there. So that would be the one. And then this is where I started to struggle again. So I was like, well, if I could only keep one lip liner, which I'm definitely keeping a lip liner, I knew it was going to be a brown lip liner. I feel so strongly about a brown lip liner. I think every woman of color needs one. Every Black woman definitely needs one. And so I was like, it's gonna be a brown lip liner. Absolutely no question about it. But then I was like, which one? Finally, I landed on, I would go with the color, I would go with the Revlon Color Stay Multi-Liner and As Is, because this formula is such that it's creamy enough to be a lip liner but still have staying power. But because it's a multi-liner, you can also use this for eyeliner. And I was like, well, if I'm only keeping one, I'm gonna go ahead and keep both. I'm gonna keep this one and I can just use it for both. And I have used it for both and it works perfectly fine. So this would be the one that I keep. And then, yeah, this was just a struggle, y'all. Choices were made. So I went back and forth on what lipstick I would keep, or would I keep a lipstick? Would it be a lip gloss? And ultimately I was like, well, I would keep a lipstick and probably a gloss too. So for the lipstick, I chose one of my Revlon Super Lustrous lipsticks and 225 Rose Wine. I have it on today, y'all, but I have it on very like lightly and blurry and, you know, because that's just the look I wanted today. And I also did put a brown lip liner on under it versus leaving it alone. So it did alter the color a little bit, but I think this color is really beautiful. Let me show you what it looks like just like on its own though. And it's so pretty. That cream finish, like, can you see what I mean? That cream finish is so pretty. You wouldn't necessarily even need a gloss with this, but I definitely knew I would also keep a gloss. So the gloss I chose is one of the NYX Butter Glosses. And this is the clear one. It's called Sugar Glass. And I decided to keep this one because I was like, this could be the accessory to any other color. Do you know what I mean? And so I was like, and I'm also just a fan of a good, just clear glossy lip, or with a brown lip liner. I feel like that's like the Black girl starter pack. Like it makes me think about middle school having like 5 different clear glosses in my like bubble book bag and applying them throughout the day. So did I tackle everything? Let's see. Oh, I also forgot to mention, so I would keep, final 2 things. I would keep a setting spray. Now this is the one that I chose because again, I was thinking about staying power. I'm kind of regretting my decision just a tiny bit. Not that this isn't wonderful, but I'm like, oh, you're not gonna choose nothing for moisture, but this is what I chose, so I'm gonna ride with it. This is the L'Oreal Infallible 3-Second Setting Mist, because I was thinking like, this is gonna lock in whatever I do. So, and I do love this. I absolutely love this. Now the experience of putting this on, I've gotten used to it, but I could totally see how some people would hate this, because the experience of putting it on, you feel like you're spraying your face with like hairspray. You really do, which is so funny to me because L'Oreal, does anybody remember the L'Oreal Infallible Setting Spray that was in the black packaging before this? And it was a normal sprayer and it was wonderful. I purchased it plenty of times. So I don't know why we chose to go this route. I guess they were just revamping things, but the other one was fine too. But this does do what it says. It does help your makeup to be more transfer proof and it locks it in. So be sure you like the finish or everything before you put this on, because when you put this on, it's a done deal. And then the final thing I chose, I agonized over this too. And I was like, no, I need to pick something that you could get in Walmart. And I was like, you know what? Nah, this is what it would be. I would choose one of my big ColourPop palettes. This one is the ColourPop Play It Jeweled package. The ColourPop Play It Jeweled palette. Also, can we just talk about how beautiful this packaging is though? Like, oh my God. I feel like after a stressful day, I would just want to come in and look at this. I just want to be next to my things. It's so beautiful. But let's talk about what's inside. I felt like if I'm only going to get to keep one, I want the most versatility that I can get while still having a palette that I'm going to be able to do natural looks with, glam looks with, and I actually enjoy the formula. Because when you get down to this is the only palette you're working with, you will quickly determine if the formula is trash or not. And this formula is wonderful. I'm wearing this on my eyes today. I have carrots right here, like in my crease, and like transition area. And then I went in with, what did I go in with? Oh, Geode Life. This really pretty one right here, like really in my crease to like deepen things up a bit. And then I took this shade right here, which is like a really soft pink shimmer. Can you even see that? Hold on. Can you even see that? Can y'all see that? It's like this really soft pink shimmer. And I put that on the lid and I was really surprised. I did use my finger too because that shade was just a little flaky. So I was like, I'm gonna use my finger with that one. And then I caught myself trying to do a little razzle dazzle and I went in with mirror in my transition area just around the border. And I ended up not liking that. I was like, I actually don't like the way that shimmer looks. So I went back with carrots just to like further blend things out. And that is all I did. Yeah. So, but do you see like the range of colors? Do you know what I mean? So like I could do some one shadow looks, right? I got vibrant. I just feel like this palette would get me through a lot. So that is what I chose. And then I had this idea. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Okay. So if you're still watching at this point, let me know what you think. There was a part of me as I was getting ready today and also as I was taking this very seriously and being like, if this was the one thing that you had, what would you choose? I started to think like, what if I actually really pretend this is all I have and I use it for a few days or a week or something. And then I come back and tell you, do I still feel the same way about my choices? Do I still feel as confident or did I learn some things and would I have switched some things up? Are you at all interested in that? If you are, I will do that. Maybe, I don't know, just like a follow-up video, include a little vlog behind the scenes. I don't know. I would think through it, but I just thought this could be a fun video to do a follow-up and use these things. Now, let me know if you're interested because it sounds like a really fun video. Even though as I was doing my makeup today, I was like, let's just take a moment of silence for the fact that this is all I would be able to use because I love my options, but I think it's doable and I kind of wonder what I would learn. So I might do that, but give me your thoughts on it as well. So that is everything. I really enjoyed doing this video. Thank you so much for watching. Hello to all of the new subscribers. I see you. I appreciate you so much. I hope you're enjoying the channel. If you ever have any video suggestions or things you would like to see, please let me know because I'm very receptive to that. Every once in a while I'll ask too. So, but if you have anything, always feel free to leave it below, drop me a line on Instagram, whatever you want to do, and just let me know. And if it's something I can do, I certainly will. So I will see you all in another video very soon.